In the quantum field, there is no time, there is no measurement, everything's overlaid in the same space. You can literally rewrite timelines and recode the architecture. Most of us are thinking incorrectly, and so we're manifesting bullshit in our life. Some of us are in handcuffs, some of us are in prison, but we don't even realize it. So let's dive into this subject of timelines, reality tunnels, and how we can create using ancient technology. Now, when we talk about ancient technology, there are many different facets to this. We could dive back to the pyramids, which is a huge galactic computer system, a stone computer, which harnessed electrical energy, which was a space to access stargates and navigate multi and interdimensionally. That's one kind of technology. The other technology is soul technology. And the reason that we're so good at what we do when we're training people in star magic is because we help souls tap into their own frequency, their own technology. We as humans, as physical beings, which are not really that physical, even though they seem physical, we have this essence of us that is beyond the physical form. We've got our light body, we've got our soul, and we are soul technology. Our consciousness, our vibration, our frequency, our thoughts, which are electrical, our feelings, which are magnetic, enable us to create, recreate reality very, very easily. Now, if you go back through history and you look at how our planetary environment has unfolded, how our multi-dimensional time matrix has been created, and the cubed technology that keeps many souls entrapped in this reality field with multi-dimensional layers, multi-dimensional fields that you can access at 90-degree rotations, keeping us in the cube. Okay, the only way out is to spiral out, but that's a whole other story. But this technology, this environment, this construct that we're living and playing the game of life in, we can change it, shift it, recreate it. Within the construct, we can pretty much manifest whatever we want. And the beings, the ancient beings that helped manifest and co-create this construct, they did that by accessing the mathematics through reality tunnels and timelines. You see, in the quantum field, there is no time, there is no distance, there is no measurement, there is no future, there is no past. Everything's overlaid in the same space. So you could have a timeline going off this way, a timeline going off that way, a timeline going this way, a timeline going that way. You could have multiple timelines converging, crossing, all going in different directions, some of them going in the same direction, some overlaid in the same space. In the construct, it seems like that. But when you break the construct down, you realize that all of these dimensional fields can be overlaid. So you can get multiple timelines and you can bring them all into the same space and create one reality tunnel where multiple timelines converge. And then what that enables you to do is to create within that reality tunnel. You could split the reality tunnel into two and give two possible scenarios. You could give 3, 4, 5 infinite possible scenarios. And there are infinite possibilities within this construct. Because if I go out of my house and turn right, things are still going to unfold. If I go out of my house and turn left, things are still going to unfold. But there are convergent points on those timelines where things will be brought back into the timeline that you were supposed to go down. Because the story that we're playing has already been written. So I'm saying I could come out of my house and go right. I could come out of my house and go left. And yes, the game still flows. The reality construct is still in place to allow for these twists and these turns and these choices, but only to a certain point, because the game was already written when we came down here. The story was already designed. And all we're doing is playing out a game within a construct that has already been decided. But there are choice points on these timelines that enable us to go in different directions, but only to a certain point in space-time. Then the reality field it converges again and gets pulled back and magnetized back into the 0 point to keep you on track. That could be an accident, that could be some kind of something in your life that comes in left field that you weren't expecting, that brings you back or takes you forward or swipes you to the side, you know, and usually it's something kind of painful or harsh, but it brings us back to where we're supposed to be. There are times when things can accelerate us. Things can kick us up the arse and catapult us forwards into a new dimensional field if we're kind of slacking behind. So all these things are possible. And when you understand how to break reality down and play with the mathematics, you can literally create and recreate reality. You can set timelines up, you can look down timelines and you can think, you know what, that isn't really what I want to be doing right now. Or that doesn't look too good when I get a bit further down that timeline, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years. So you can change the mathematics here in this now space. So when it unfolds down the timeline, things can start to adjust and shift. Ultimately, if you try and adjust and shift things too much, it's not going to work, because there are certain convergence points on the timelines where you have to meet certain markers and hit certain goals and experience certain things. But within the framework of the timeline, you can create beautiful scenarios. And it could be, you know, physical things that you want to manifest in this reality, like a beautiful business, a beautiful relationship, traveling the world. Everything can be weaved and alchemized so that you enjoy the experience. It doesn't mean that you're not going to experience challenging things within the total experience, because we all do that. We all have lessons to learn, things to remember. But at the same time, the things that we have to learn and remember should be enjoyable. And we should grow from every single event, every single circumstance, every single physical, multi-dimensional encounter. Because we can mine the gold from every situation. We don't have to perceive things as good or as bad. They're literally just experiences. And beings that helped create this construct, they knew this and still know this, and they're using the power of this biological computer, the body and brain, which is a supercomputer, which has the most incredible software, our consciousness operating. It's just that we've been led to believe that we're these small, measly little humans that don't have the power of choice, and that we have to follow certain rules and regulations and bow down as slaves to certain rules and regulations and governments and the whole mind control machine that is in place to keep us small, to make us believe that we have to pray to God, go to the church, get a mortgage, and live this reality field in the way that we've been conditioned to live it. But actually, we can live it in a completely different way, a unique way, a radically unique way. We can actually create heaven on earth right now. We can come together, unify as sisters and brothers, and create new communities. We can create heaven on earth and have a beautiful time on this planet, living in joy every single day, waking up every single day with joy as our natural default state. But to do this, we've got to get in tune with our heart. We've got to start connecting with our own template, our own blueprint. We've got to get in touch with our own superhuman architecture. We've got to tap into the abilities, those multi-dimensional faculties, accessing our pineal gland, the gut, which is like a whole universe in there. You know, when you've got your pineal gland and your pituitary gland and your medulla oblongata, all kind of acting in that trifecta, the divine father, the divine mother, and the divine child, creating that equilateral triangle, that trinity, that powerful geometry, okay, which then turns into a tetrahedron and then a Merkaba field. You activate some serious firepower in your own physical anatomy. You activate some serious firepower in your own multi-dimensional light body architecture. And your electrical energy and your magnetic energy switches on like never before. And when you start to place things on the blank canvas of your mind, you decide what you want to create by looking down those reality tunnels and bringing those timelines into the 0 point. You start accessing the mathematics of those timelines, and you literally decide what it is you want to create right now. So you think and you visualize and you decide, and then you open your heart and you magnetize with that womb consciousness, which is in every woman and every man. That sacred womb, that creator energy, that divine, motherly, feminine, that magnetic code, when it's alchemized with the electrical masculine, that star code mixed with the earth code, then you become a walking, talking manifestation machine. You can literally rewrite timelines and recode the architecture and create right here, right now, anything you want, anything you desire. But you have to make that choice. And you've got to realize that you're superhuman, that you're not this puppet on strings that can be played around with. You can actually harness and take control of your reality right now. We can use this ancient technology to create a new reality and manifest a sovereign planet right now. We just have to make the choice as individuals and as a collective. And when you make that choice and you use words in a positive way, those words, they're like arrows, okay? Each word is like you're pulling back the bow on an arrow, or pulling back the arrow on a bow, and phew, you release that word. And once you release it, you let it go. And that word has an arrowhead, it has a spike, it has a point that is going to hit space-time, and it's going to release the code, and the manifestation is going to start to be created. Your words are spells. They are powerful. But most of us are thinking and speaking and feeling incorrectly. And so we're manifesting bullshit in our life. What we're doing is helping keep each other in prison. We're helping keep each other in fear, instead of raising the vibration and expanding consciousness on planet Earth and bringing us back together on the frequency of love so that we can be these divine sovereign beings once again. There is a boot on our necks. You know, some of us are in handcuffs, some of us are in prison, but we don't even realize it. And a lot of people think they're free whilst they're on this planet. But it's a joke. It's a great big cosmic joke, because not only are most of us in prison, most of us are holding each other in prison. You know, when someone changes their viewpoint, when someone changes the way that they perceive reality in the world, and they step out of the family or out of the church or out of the community, it's the family, the church, or the community that ridicules them and judges them and pulls them back into slavery. The game has been so carefully constructed that we are not only the prisoners, but we're the prison guards. Now, you gotta be a smart, intelligent species to create a game so well that you are the prisoners and the prison guards. That is genius. That, my friend, is genius. But you see, we are geniuses also. And we have the power to flip the lid, to flip the switch, and turn that pyramid with the minority at the top and the masses at the bottom, invert it. So the masses are at the top and the minority at the bottom. And if the minority want to come up the ladder and join the masses, then beautiful. We're dancing that ocean of love together. But if they want to try and control us from the bottom and keep pulling us down, no chance. We'll just hold each other up in that magnetic field of high frequency energy, and we'll take back control of our planet. And we'll be the custodians of Earth, of this sacred template that we came to Earth to be. We are the Stargate guardians and the custodians of this celestial planet that we call Mother Earth. And it's time we woke up and remembered this. We can create something beautiful. We can create certain futures along these timelines with the mathematics, and then we can isolate those futures. And we can all magnetize those futures into being with our electrical and our magnetic code. First of all, we've got to balance the masculine and feminine in each of us as individuals. Then we've got to come together and recognize the electrical and the magnetic code in each other. Whether you're in a relationship with another man or a woman, you see that divine union, and then you start to support each other in sacred union. And that is when we co-create heaven on earth. We can also have that sacred union in each other and ourselves. It doesn't need to be in a divine counterpart. It can be in your own physical body. That Kundalini energy is not supposed to be two spirals. That Kundalini energy is one frequency. Those two spirals, those snakes that they depict rising up and spiraling through the spinal column, up through that central column, through that prana tube, up into the brain. It's a trick. The real Kundalini comes from the Genesis cells, that Merkaba field, down between the anus and the perineum. Those 8 little cells that appear 49 days after conception. DMT also appears. 49, 13, 4 and 9 is 13, the number of the divine goddess. It's about alchemizing the electrical and the magnetic, and allowing that goddess energy to rise, supported with the masculine electrical. That's divinity, that's the Holy Grail, that's the truth, that's the real wisdom. We are constantly spelling our own realities into existence. So think and feel correctly. Remember, the universe always reflects back to you. And if you don't like what it's reflecting, it means you got to change your internal geometry. And the internal geometry of most human beings is off. Nature is off. The code that nature and humans and sentient beings are running off on planet Earth is not 100% correct. It's not in alignment, but it looks beautiful. So it's hard for people to get their head around that. How could something so beautiful as nature be off? How could something as amazing as our physical avatars be off? Well, they are. And when we switch that code and tweak that mathematics, our pineal glands are going to quadruple in size. Our right brains are going to glow. Our spinal columns will start doing what they're supposed to do. Plug us into the stargates. Activate those 9 energy centers fully in every single vital organ. And the vitality, the health, the eternal youth will pour back into the human race. And we will become eternal beings once again. Choosing when we exit this reality field. There's so much I want to share with you, beautiful soul. But right now I've got to jump. We got an online gathering starting in about 10 minutes, so I need to jump and get ready for it. But I love you. You're amazing. I will see you back here again very soon. If you've got any videos that you'd like me to speak into the topics of, go to starmagichealing.org, go to Infinity, get access to our Telegram group, and you'll see the polls in there. Okay, you can choose the subjects, you can let me know what it is you want videos made on, and I will produce the videos that you want to hear information on. Okay, check out our website, starmagichealing.org. We got some of the best ascension tools on the planet, beautiful soul. Hundreds of meditations, light language transmissions, cosmic yoga videos, high frequency nutrition, mystery school teachings on all different topics that you can go and plug into right now. We got private Telegram groups so you can connect with beautiful souls just like you on the same mission that came from the stars to Earth to recode humanity. If you want to be a high frequency being, get to starmagichealing.org right now. You get free access for 7 days to all of the tools so you can fully check them out. And if you want to know how to heal other people, then check out our training. Facilitator training is the best energy healing training that you will find on Earth right now. We use the galactic code to recode our own biological computers in the fastest and most efficient way. So go and check it out. And remember, wherever you are on planet Earth, go out into the world and love your sisters and brothers fiercely and ferociously. Hug them tightly and never, ever, ever be the first to let go. That's the golden rule of hugging, beautiful soul. And hugging is such a beautiful medicine. It releases that oxytocin, it spikes those nitric oxide levels, the blood pumps through the body, rushes to the heart swells, and boom, you're in a new level of love. So start hugging and stop letting go first. And I'll see you again real soon. One love, one heart, one human family. Peace and love, beautiful soul. See you soon.